Well, good morning. Good morning. It's Monday. It is, what day is this? Oh, it's the 20th of November already. We're getting ready for Turkey Lurkey Day. But we're here bright and shiny because we want to share our miracles, our seeming miracles that are all science-based. We know that. So when you give your little miracle talk today, please be compliant. Do not mention diseases. We do not claim to cure diseases. You know all this stuff. You've been here before, unless you're brand new. And if you're brand new, welcome to you. So please tell us a little bit about who you are, where you're from, how it was before, and then after, and how long did it take? And let's focus on X39 first, and a minute or less. I don't even have a bell, but if I go like this, you guys, we got to be courteous and let other people speak. Okay, hands up. David Roeder, go for it. Unmute.
Here we go. Well, thank you, Dave from Northern California. Anyways, I'm usually pretty healthy and have, I have a lot of energy, but something weird happened yesterday morning. After I woke up, shortly thereafter, the world started spinning. Everything just started spinning for no reason. And I tried the pressure point for dizziness, which I learned. Nothing really happened. And then like a couple minutes later, I put on the X39 in the back of the neck, and momentarily it vanished. I mean, it was about, there was a hint of it still left, but otherwise it was gone. And
wow.
That's amazing to me.
X39 rules.
Yeah.
Thank you, David. Well, I see John's here. Let's go for it, John. Unmute.
Yeah, thanks, Sunshower. I just wanted to give you a quick update on my ongoing golf escapades.
Okay.
I just got back from Oregon for 4 days at Bandon Dunes, which is a golf mecca. It is incredible. I walked 4 miles a day for 4 days, and the last hole of the last day, I kind of tweaked my shoulder a little bit. I don't know what happened. Plus, I had some new shoes, and they gave me blisters. And so I was kind of a mess after the 4th day. I walked, it was about 4 miles a day. And so on the 7-hour drive home, back to Sacramento, I felt, pretty sore, and I couldn't even raise my left arm. And that happened over into the next day. But I was confident that because of my experience with the X39, and I do wear the X39, X49, and the Eon, that I could recover quickly. And I couldn't even raise my arm. And so the next day, it started feeling a little bit better. I worked it. And today, this morning, I can raise my arm, no problem. I don't feel a thing. Well, I do feel just that it was there. And so it's amazing. And real quickly, as I walked the dogs this morning, my 14-year-old golden retriever and my 8-year-old mixed dog chases squirrels all over the place. My 14-year-old, where I repurposed the X39, he started running after some squirrels. He had about six paces, and then he stopped, but he was running. So I just want to say the energy level with the X39 has done amazing things for everybody concerned.
Absolutely. Nothing new here. We keep hearing this good stuff. Hey, Julianne, go for it.
And good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. My journey with X39 took a little bit longer. And so imagine having a really jammed up toe where your toe knuckle is swollen, and it really inhibits your walking, exercise, and just daily routine. And it took me a while to really understand the technology of the X39. But over time, listening to these calls and listening to the doctors and practitioners say, just put the patch on where it hurts. One day I thought, I'm going to put the X39 directly on top of my foot, and it's on the left side of my body. So I kept thinking, well, is that really going to work if it's on the left and not on the right, and da, da, da. But I want to tell you, after 2.5 days, my toe popped. And that was the first time in 2 years that I could get my toe from going from a 10 to a 2. And that's when I said, consistency, sticking with it, having faith, and really just listening to these calls, because whether we are a believer in it, in the technology, just knowing and hearing these stories that this is a miracle technology we have. And so I started sharing it with others. And so thank you, team. Thank you, David Schmidt. And I am just really grateful I stuck with it and didn't quit.
Way to go, Julianne. When did you join?
I'm 2 years ago, October.
Right. And so when did you start plugging into these calls?
Right after I started using the patches. I jumped in right away because I'm a visual learner, and so being on these calls just really helped me. And then just meeting the community, and the personal development in this team has such a heart of gold. And I have learned more in my 50 years in these 2 years than I have in a lifetime. And so thank you, Gregory and Robin and everybody. And I got my book. And so I've been loving it, and it's been great. And so thank you so much.
Isn't it even interesting, Julianne, that our own belief system will even help the patches work?
I know, right?
Who'd
Our
have thunk
bodies
it?
are amazing. Yeah.
Well, good for you for hanging in there and plugging in, and now
Thank
telling your team to do the same, because it's all really about trust, You can start talking to people all day long, but if they don't trust you, they're like, I don't know. So good for you. And now I'm sure your team is growing.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, thank you so much, Julianne. Okay, Carol Lynn.
In the spirit of gratitude, I agree with everything Julianne just said, and I'm so grateful for everything I keep learning here. And I've been wearing the patches for 16 months, and I have a new testimonial on top of another one I'll share, but I'm curious if anyone else has noticed when I go walking for 45 minutes before I started wearing the patches, I always needed to carry a water bottle, always. And I noticed last year when I first started wearing the patches that I didn't need to do that anymore. So I think all my cells are very happy and plump and, happy with X39. And my other testimonial that I love to share is that 6 weeks after I got the patches, I had to have a third thumb joint replacement in my dominant hand. 6 weeks after I started wearing the patches, I wore X39 in the back of my neck during surgery, and the pre-op nurse asked me what that was, and Jennifer Starr suggested I say it's a wellness patch, which I did, and she's zipped, never just said anything else about it. And 10 days later, I was doing so well. I could drive, type, dominant hand, floss with both my hands, and I could drive. I think I already said that, but I was just so amazed that I skipped my 3rd and 4th month of physical therapy also. So kudos to David Schmidt and X39. I love everyone on this call. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Wow, way to go, Carolyn. I've noticed the same with my walks. I don't need to carry the bottle that I always used to carry. I mean, it's kind of heavy, and I'd put it down halfway through my walk and pick it up again. Sometimes I'd forget, have to go back, get my water. I don't need to do that so much anymore. That is amazing. Good job. Okay, how about Barbara Larrabee?
Good morning, everybody. And I missed the first few minutes. If we are giving thanks today, I, of course, am so grateful to that first phone call I got and to LifeWave, because it has changed me both financially and health-wise. So I'll give you today my what happened to me on my very, very first day. I got a sample patch in the mail from Janet Kiefer, and I put it up here, and I had neck pain for over 3 years on the right side of my neck. I couldn't turn to the right to talk to somebody. I couldn't look over my shoulder in the car. And I mean, it was just excruciating anytime I made that movement. And literally within 2 minutes, that pain was gone. I'm very blessed because I'm one of those one-day wonders. And I had a great demonstration. And the other two things that happened on the same day, I had had a very bad night's sleep. I'd been up since 3:30 in the morning. I had a full day planned. I wasn't sure how I was going to get through it. And I just sailed through the whole day. I never lost my energy. I wasn't hyped up, but I just had great energy all day long, great focus. And then the third thing that I observed on that very first day was my sleep that night, because I slept like a rock. And it just was so different from the previous night specifically, but also other nights. My sleep had been very erratic. So the X39 changed that for me also. So that's my very first day experience that I wanted to share with you.
And we're so grateful to have you here. You just are such an inspiration to so many people. I have a question for you, Barbara.
Yep.
How do logs sleep?
Pardon?
How do logs sleep? You said you slept like a log? How does that
Oh,
work?
very clever. I didn't get that at all. Well, very, very, they're very solid and very sound, that's for sure.
Oh, okay. And they don't even move. You probably didn't even spin around in your bed all night.
Yeah.
Oh, this is fun. Okay, thank you so much, Barbara. Now,
You're
Christina,
welcome.
please.
Good morning, everyone. I just wanted to share the story of my husband. A couple of weeks ago, he was cutting some of that really thin, like see-through layer of stuff off of meat to be able to cook it. And we were getting ready to go to church, and he was cutting on it, and he sliced his finger open, and it was bad. I was like, oh my gosh, we need to go to the hospital. It was deep too. And he's like, no, we got to get to church. We got to go. So he wrapped a bunch of stuff around it. And I said, well, don't forget your X39. And he popped that on it. And we went to church, went to that. And the next day he said, you know how usually that your, finger's sore and it hurts and stuff like that. And he said it wasn't sore at all. And within the next few days, that thing was healed right up.
Yep, that's the kind of story we hear a lot. Thank you, Christina. Really appreciate you saying that, because the new folks may not know about that one.
You're
Alrighty,
welcome.
thank you again. And now Linda, please.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
I'm on my cell phone. I haven't ever been on a Zoom call where I've used the audio part, so I wasn't sure if I was hitting it right. But anyway, I'm from Maricopa, Arizona, and I would have to tell you that I really felt like I saw a miracle. I have a history of skin cancer. If I've had one skin cancer, I've had over 20 years or 25 years, I've probably had 25 removed. And I've, not that you're supposed to mention exactly, but I've had all three types. And I had one of the more serious types removed from my shin bone. There was, an indication that that's what it was. So they did a biopsy. And when they did the biopsy, it was, they couldn't do any stitches because on your shin bone, you don't have any enough skin so that you can actually pull it together and stitch it. So it took 2.5 months for me to get from the biopsy part through the pathology to the time when they actually could do the Mohs surgery. And when I got there and they took a picture of it, was still an open wound, and it was still it was probably the size of a nickel. And it was still red, it was still like when I put the Band-Aid on it, was still showing blood on the Band-Aid, that type of thing. So on September 16th, I actually had the removal of it, and the excisement was rather large. It turned out to be about a quarter size, but elliptical, so it was kind of long. And then it was deep. It was at least a quarter inch deep. So, you know, it was a really big wound. And again, they couldn't stitch it. And they said they couldn't do a graft, a skin graft, because there wasn't enough blood in that area, so it wouldn't heal. It would just turn black or something and wouldn't thrive, you know.
Right.
So anyway, I started when after the very minute I got home, I put X39. I also did use glutathione and carnosine, but every day and some twice a day at the beginning because it was draining so much, I was changing that bandage. And I started seeing these cells grow up in the middle of that wound and got higher and higher and higher, literally filled it, you know, and 6 weeks after I had the excisement with a much larger wound, it completely healed. You know, I mean, to me, that's a total miracle. And I went to the follow up for my surgery, and the PA couldn't believe it, you know, so it was kind of fun.
Aren't we the lucky
My
ones
story.
that
Yeah,
someone
yeah.
told us about this? Someone cared enough to tell us about this. And now look at these results. Fabulous. Thank you so much, Linda. Megan, please.
Good morning, everybody. I just wanted to say, like, for me, I'm incredibly grateful for peace. I've had several people tell me in the last month that I look tired, and I'm like, I don't feel tired. Like, I actually feel very calm and just very, very like I own 6 businesses. So like it was always on the go, and like I'm always doing something. But after conference, like I came back and like just kind of rearranged my life and settled down and stuff. But I truly put a lot of it on the patches because like my body has just settled down. Like I feel so at peace. And I had someone explain to me that it's not that I'm tired. It's like people are seeing me, what it feels like for my life to not be chaos. And I cannot say how grateful I am for that because I'm gonna cry. Um, we kind of had a rough year.
Hmm.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna go now.
We support you, Megan, all the way. We're with you, girl. You have a tribe here. All right. I don't see any other hands. We have a few more minutes. Oh, I don't see your hand, Janie. Go ahead.
Thank you. It's kind of invisible with the white background. Hi, I'm Janie. I'm in northern New Mexico, and I've been using the patches for about, I don't know, 5 or 6 months. Mostly just proactively. I'm strong and healthy and want to stay that way, and very blessed with good health. And I wanted to report on my cat, who is 17. Her name is Dulce, and she's been a very picky eater forever. And she also, I don't know if you can see this railing behind me, but she used to use this whole house like a cat toy. She would, leap from a dresser up 5 feet and walk along the beams and jump into the kitchen, just, very acrobatic. But now that she's 17, she doesn't really do that anymore. And she even climbs up a stool to get onto the counter where her food is. And the other day, well, first of all, she, for the very first time, made food that wasn't dry kibble in her whole life. I just, on a whim, got something, gave it to her, and she's like loving it, and she's chowing it down. She's been eating a lot more. I don't want her to get that skinny old cat look, which she was beginning to get. She's just eating a lot more. And yesterday she jumped from this table. No, it was from her stool up to the stairway. She leaped. So it's really making a big difference, and it's so much fun to watch. So I just thought I'd share that.
It is, Jane. And I have a cat that's 13. And my story about that most of you have heard is when I first got her just 2 years ago, she had a pouch that hung down to the ground as she walked. And now it's this way. And she acts like a kitten. Pretty amazing stuff. And Megan, we know the tears are about peace tears. We're with you, babe. Okay, Barbara, did you want to say something again?
Yes, I'll share what is really probably my most powerful story. Because at the time that I got that very first patch, I actually was in kidney failure. And it just had popped up on my blood work. You know, you go one time and everything's good, and the next time all of a sudden here's all these red numbers. And so I was in kind of an advanced stage of kidney failure, and was looking around for natural things to do to support my kidneys. And then here comes the little patch. And so I stayed on X39 exclusively for 5 weeks. But by then, I actually have to confess, I was reading clinical studies and learning about the other patches. And I kept thinking, well, I want this one and I want that one. And so I kind of developed my daytime, nighttime routine with some additional patches and carnosine, SP6, energy. And then 4 months later, X49 was introduced and I added that. So really kind of almost everything, Alavita. And so it took 14 months, but every time I went to the doctor, I could see my numbers were getting better. And now my kidneys are performing 100% normally. So that's an amazing gift.
It really, really is. We truly are so grateful that that happened for you and that you're with us. You might not even be with us. So thank you for
Exactly.
for wearing and being consistent with your X39 and the other patches that you used. Okay, we're getting ready to wind up in a few minutes, but we have 4 more hands. Let's go to Jerry.
Good morning, Sunshine, everyone.
Morning.
Just a quickie. I've had several of my partners having several results of their people, and one that I've not shared is one of my people's father, when they were living in Florida, had gone for his checkup, and he always had nodules on his lungs, and they were growing, He says, we need to check back on this. Well, then they picked up and they moved back to South Dakota. So he went in for his checkup with the doctor, and he looked for these nodules. There were no nodules. He had been wearing Eon for 2 weeks.
My word.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that one, Jerry. Okay, let's see. NutriBarb.
Hi,
Hi.
I'm on my first day of 39 and 49. I'm wearing the 39 for a month.
Oops, you must have low signal. We're not hearing you very well.
Can you hear me?
You're in and out, honey.
Oh,
Go ahead.
Give it another try.
tell you the story when I get my laptop fixed.
Yeah.
Maybe turn off your picture and that
Any
might
better?
come through.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, if you shut off your video, you'll have more bandwidth for your audio.
Okay.
right.
Okay. Is
Okay,
that
let's
any
see if we can hear you now. Go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
Yes.
go for it.
Okay, so I'm on my first day of 39-49. My dog and I moved to an apartment 2 months ago, and there was a terrible gas leak. And we were so healthy and strong. I'm a nutritionist, and but I truly believe so the 39, once I'd wear it all day, then I would put it on my dog at night. And 2 of us got better very quickly. And I'm so grateful.
And we're grateful to have you here. Thank you so much, Barb.
Thanks.
All righty, Sarah, please.
Good morning, everyone. First of all, I just want to express how grateful I am to be in this community. It's such a supportive, loving community of amazing, amazing people. Yeah, we should clap ourselves. And of course, Gregory and Robin have been so inspirational, and Judy too. So just this morning, I spoke to my best friend of over 60 years. Can you believe it, that I've got a friend from such a long time? Now, a year and a bit ago, her husband, who's also my friend, he fell and hit his head. And, he started to have confusion problems. He stopped being able to function. He could not remember things. He couldn't use the computer anymore. And she was out of her mind. I said, well, just put X39 on her, on him. So he started using it. And the only thing that she said he remembered every morning was, have you put my X39 on? Now, this morning I spoke to her and she told me, she said, it's a year and a bit that we've been using X39 and we are functioning so well. He's reading, he's able to remember programs, he goes on the computer. I said, do you remember in the beginning he couldn't go on the computer? She said, oh yeah, I remember that. Like it was a long, long time ago. So just X39, they haven't used anything else. So I just wanted to share that.
Good stuff. Thank you, Sarah. Well, we have time for the two who have their hands up. So David, you're on again.
Fabulous. Well, I forgot to say happy Thanksgiving, everyone, in the States. And anyways, I've been on the patches for a little over a year. And I think as the last few months, maybe 6 months or so, I've been noticing that I wear the X39, X49, and when I go to the gym, I get on the treadmill and I just want to go and go and go and go and go like the Energizer Bunny. And before, last year, it was okay. I can get on there and trot a little bit. Now I almost full sprint for half an hour. So, and then when I also take the Aeon, and I know it's supposed to have it on for 12 hours on, 12 hours off, but I sometimes move it around. And if I have it on with the 49 X49, the Aeon, after my 12 hours, I can't sleep. Like, what's going on? Why am I still up at 12 o'clock at night? I was like, oh, I got to take these off and go to sleep.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, everybody, but I'm sure that X39 and X49 are like that 12 hours on, 12 hours off thing, but the others are as needed, right? Anybody? So it doesn't have to be the full 12 hours at all. That's been my experience. Okay, Adele, let's hear what you have to say. Maybe you can respond to what I just said too.
I totally agree. And when I pet someone, like if I run into someone that's in pain and I give them what I call a one-off, and I call Eon the Wow Patch, I will say, normally you would only wear this 12 hours, but because you're not going to be, the thing about the 12 hours is it's just too much 24/7. So I just tell them to sleep with it. Although I usually only put half of it open to put it on. So they've got half the sticky, because they generally within 5 minutes, the 8 or 10 pain is gone and they move it to the second or third or fourth pain. So that's really fun for them to see that. And then they have it if they need it later. Anyway, David, I wanted you to look at the notice I sent you. I put a message over there for you regarding what happened on Saturday. I wanted to share, how miracles work, because I noticed yesterday I had something on my leg was bleeding. It was like weird, a lot of dried blood. And I couldn't figure out what it was. Well, I've had a mole there for a long time. And I don't know if it's a spider bite, but I actually took pictures, and whoever just talked about their calf, the surgery on their calf, it's like an open, it's kind of like the skin might be gone, like a spider. I think it's recluse that kind of eat the skin. It looks really strange. I took photos. I can't see it that up close because it's way my lower leg. Anyway, I do think there's no miracles because I needed to hear that part, because I put Eon on it at night and I put X39 on it in the day, and it is getting better. But part of my little mind is going, oh, this could be serious. This could be serious. And I know I put Alavita on it last night. Alavita and X39, it's taken care of. It'll be gone. Most of those skin things go away quickly. But this one, it hurts when there's pain there, which I've never had before. So anyway, I just thought I would share that, just the miracles of me being on this call, hearing that and being reminded. First of all, I don't go to medical facilities anymore, but just the whole idea. It's taken care of. Thank you, God.
It's so wonderful that, the word staying plugged in could be scary to somebody. Oh, why do I have to stay plugged in? Well, because look what we're experiencing here today. There's growth on so many levels, healing on so many levels. And this community is just unbelievable. We're so grateful to have each other. Okay, it's really 1 minute past a half hour. I'm going to give you, Christine, 30 seconds. Can you do that? Christine. Unmute.
Hi. Oh, so I just wanted to say that if people want to describe growth, abnormal cellular growth is a nice compliant way to talk about the things that people are dealing with, starting with the letter C. So that's my contribution for compliance.
Lovely.
Okay.
C for that and C
It's a
for
code
that.
word for cancer, I guess, right?
Yeah, code, definitely. Well, naturopathic people had to use that for a long time. And so that's what we developed. Yeah, thank you so
We
much.
should start maybe a series on compliance codes,
Yeah,
different ways to describe diseases without saying the word.
Yeah, there's a good idea.
It is.
Well, thank you so much, everybody. And now over to Gregory.
Yeah, well, thanks. Such a great job, Sunshower. Such a great way to start a morning with you and with everyone else. And I did notice that Cara Lee suggested, Adele, that you add glutathione to your protocol there, and I think that's very smart. And this is a very exciting week, and it's Thanksgiving week. We have a lot to be grateful for here in the United States and everywhere. Grateful for this community, for David Schmidt, this amazing technology. We get to keep ourselves healthy and help friends and family be healthy. And this week we're going to see a lot of friends and family. I mean, so tonight we're going to be covering chapter 2. We've started our book club with the power of 5 for network marketing. Last week was power and growth. This week we're going to be discussing connection, and that's going to be with Cara Lee Valerio and also let's see, Michelle Niels. So those two are going to be giving chapter summary and highlights from chapter 2. So that's going to be great. And I know that Robin's going to be sharing some thoughts and ideas about gratitude with everyone. Robin, are you on with us by any chance?
I am.
Oh, do you want to talk about tonight?
I will. So this is, that time of year where so many of us focus on gratitude. It's a thing to focus on every single day, but we give it an extra boost at this time of year. So be thinking about, what you would like to be grateful for and share publicly. And we will be doing some of that this evening, the power of gratitude. And I remember years ago when I was in a really, really challenging place, and it shifted my energy every time, getting bigger than myself and looking what I'm grateful for. And so tonight we have the book club, and then on Wednesday we have a very special event to enhance the connection and support you for the holidays and forever. JJ Joshua, who's been my coach for 35 years, is going to be doing a talk on heart-to-heart connections and heart-to-heart connection with yourself and with other people. So before you pick up the phone, how you can get yourself ready to have the maximum experience of really truly connecting with people. So we'll do that. And then we have our, Testimonial Tuesday. So a lot of the wonderful stories you shared today, we'll have time for some of them tomorrow. And I don't know who our practitioner is, so we'll put it in the newsletter. We'll let you know. I tried to find out ahead of time, but I didn't get there, so we will let you know. But newsletter will be out today with the special call schedule for the week. Of course, we're going to take Thursday off in the US. Canadians had their Thanksgiving, but we will be taking Thursday off of our calls, and that's why we're going to do a special call Wednesday at 6 p.m. Pacific. And I think that's it, honey.
Well, Wednesday morning, we're all going to wake up to the formal announcement of Black Friday special. So be checking your emails on Wednesday morning, and that runs all the way through till Tuesday. Is that correct, Robin? I think
it's the 22nd to the 28th. So
Okay,
customer
that's
service.
Tuesday.
Oh, and I do want to make an announcement about customer service. The live customer service won't be available on Friday, but the chat will. So if you need some basic things, you might be able to get some help on Friday. Otherwise, wait till Monday and it'll be busy. And that's why they're having the specials go through Tuesday, and then Cyber Monday will be Monday and Tuesday. So there will be a combo of 4 different specials available on Monday and Tuesday next week. And this will give a boost to everybody's volume, and it's really fun. And I encourage everyone to reach out to the people you haven't talked to in a long time, a courtesy call, a courtesy email. Just want you to know there's some amazing, Black Friday specials that are running this and this. And so you'll have all those details to send out to them, and watch your volume grow. The longer you're in the business, the bigger the pay raise happens when they have a special. So stay in there.
and So JJ's talk, someone was asking, the title is Heart to Heart Connections. So we just came off the Heart to Heart conference, and now this week is chapter 2, and the topic is connections. And what a perfect combination. So this is a double header week on connection, teeing us up for all those people we're going to be seeing throughout the holidays. Many of us sitting around the table with friends and family on Thursday, on Thanksgiving, making those heart-to-heart connections and doing it in such a way that it facilitates, that connection and growing. And who knows, maybe the patches are right for them, maybe the business is right for them, but certainly that heart-to-heart connection is always right for everyone. So it's going to be a great day. It's going to be a great evening and week. So I think that's pretty much it. So I guess we could call it a wrap. And if you'd like to unmute yourself and say farewell and wish everyone well, we'll see you on the call tonight.
Thank you, guys.
Bye, thank you.
Gregory, Shower, great job. As usual. Beautiful job, Sunshower.
Thank
you,
everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Great call.
Blessings.
Sunshine.
You did a great
Have a good
job,
day.
Sunshower.
Great job, Sunshower.
Happy Thanksgiving to our American friends.
Gobble, gobble.
Happy Turkey Day.
Bye-bye, everybody.